Good morning, everyone. It's May 16, 2023. It's a Tuesday. Welcome back to your program, Your Agenda. I'm Cito Beltran, your host, thanking you for being Cignal TV subscribers and, of course, for watching us here on One News channels 8 and 250, as well as on Cignal Play app. And for those of you who catch us via Facebook and YouTube, maraming salamat po. And today is going to be another day of education, lecture, but also current affairs, particularly for those of you who are immediately affected by the price of basic commodities, of cooking items, particularly of onions, rice, sugar, etc., etc. And for those of you who are concerned of the big picture, the food security and agriculture in the Philippines, I expect to have a lecture with our guest, who is an expert in the field and represents many members of the agriculture community. We will be tackling that. Malaking bagay po ito. Marami kayong matututunan. So please join us. But first, thank you to PLDT for their home fiber optic internet. Mr. Marco Borlongan, thank you for your help through the years. And of course, maraming salamat to our many viewers from Apari down to Zamboanga, even to Jolo, to in Negros. Maraming salamat po yung mga kamanukan ko, mga BIMEG supporters who attend the lectures that we do. Thank you very much for watching Agenda. Let's now go to our daily starter. And our daily starter comes from U.S. Supreme Court, former U.S. Supreme Court Justice Oliver Wendell Holmes. And he says, the mind once expanded to the dimensions of larger ideas never returns to its original size. Pag yung inyong pag-iisip, ay lumawak once you have widened your perspective, it is no longer easy to become narrow-minded because hindi ka na pwede maging makitid ang isip. Nilawakan mo na. Kumbaga sa medyo papatawa lang po tayo. Kumbaga sa underwear, naunat na yung garter, mahirap ng pasikipin yan. Okay, so it's a very interesting point, but it's also a reminder for all of us to widen our perspective, broaden our mind, our views, palawakin ang ating pag-iisip at kaalaman. Because by doing so, you keep learning. Like today, in today's subject matter, we will be speaking with an authority in the agriculture sector. And you might say, Cito, hindi naman ako farmer. Pero bumibili ka ng sibuyas, di ba? You might say, Cito, hindi naman ako kusinero. But you are a student and you might want to understand what urea is all about. A lot of people know urea as a fertilizer, but they don't know it's a component for the production of diesel fuel, etc. And you might say, yeah, but all of those things are beyond my concerns. Yes, but you're a taxpayer. And when your taxes is not spent properly, then you are being robbed. So these are the things that we should remember. We should broaden our mind. We should learn more, palawakin ang kaalaman at kaisipan so that we can make correct judgments and decisions. Okay, so let's now go to the front page of the Philippine Star. And eto po, this is a good example. Some people have great ideas, some people have great concerns, and some people can think only of their future. So malalaman natin. Let's go to the front page of today's Philippine Star, May 16, 2023, Tuesday. The headline goes, Department of National Defense warns of mass AFP retirement over pension. Okay, around 70 to 80% of military enlisted personnel are looking at availing themselves of optional retirement to lock in their benefits as the government continues to call for a new pension system, according to Defense Officer in Charge Carlito Galvez. Okay, at the Senate hearing yesterday, Galvez said he went around various military offices and installations in the country to get the sentiments of soldiers on the pension-related bills in the Senate, as well as the proposal from the executive branch for changes in the retirement age and the imposition of pension contributions from military and other uniformed personnel. He said MUP's plan for optional retirement surprised him. Sa madaling salita, ang sabi daw ng maraming mga kasundaluhan natin, malamang kunin na lang nila yung optional retirement dahil pag nagpatagal pa sila sa serbisyo, baka mabago-bago yung system of retirement plans, which at the moment is being fully paid for by the government. So these people are talking about opting for or taking optional retirement. Pero medyo wag po tayong masyadong ma-alarm, and let's not be alarmist in our declarations, because this is just sentiment being expressed. If, kung, okay? So, kung magbabago o kung babaguhin, baka mag-optional retirement. But you still have to wait so many years to get optional retirement. Ang problema, baka habang iniintay mo yung optional retirement mo, mawala na ng pondo yung government because kayo lang ang hindi nagko-contribute sa retirement plan. Everyone else is private sector, members of GSIS, they're all paying their contributions. So, dapat all, hindi sana all, dapat all. Okay, at the top of the front page, masking back at Manila City Hall, Baguio establishments. Face mask is now required. The wearing of face mask is now required inside Manila City Hall, and in Baguio City, it is required indoors and in public places because of the increasing number of COVID cases. Ayan po, nagkatotoo na, sinabi na, that it will go up. And so now, let's all do our part. Wear a mask, minimize your outdoor activities in crowded places. And if you're not feeling well, please stay home. Huwag kayong magpakabayani dahil baka makapatay kayo. You may not even realize it that you might have COVID, you might have infected an elderly or sick person or a child. Pagdating ninyo sa harap ni Lord, sabi siya, pabaya ka Tingnan mo itong mga to, nandito dahil sa'yo. Okay, Navy can help Coast Guard install buoys or buyas in West Philippine Sea, as more navigational buoys are needed to mark the country's maritime borders. The Philippine Coast Guard, or PCG, may turn to the Philippine Navy for help in installing more of them in the West Philippine Sea, according to a lawmaker. Okay, and further down in the front page, we have a photo of President Bongbong Marcos receiving, a scale model of the Malampaya gas field platforms from business tycoon Enrique Razon during the signing of the renewal agreement of Malampaya Service Contract 38 at Malacanang yesterday. Marcos renewed the Malampaya contract for another 15 years. sana tuloy-tuloy at hindi matuyuan katulad ng sinasabi ng mga ilang tao dyan. Okay. Department of Agriculture eyes sa suggested retail price for onions. Ang tagal at kaya ba nyo? Okay? Baka kayo ang isabit sa mga palengke ng mga tindera. The government is eyeing the implementation of a suggested retail price or SRP for onions as the agency is looking into the possible hoarding of the bulbs, a ranking official of the DA said yesterday. Naku, possible pa ba? Ang tagal na naming alam na hino-hoard yan. Nakatago na po yan. Okay. Bottom further down on the Philippine Star, you have a photo of a Filipino and Australian soldier. Hindi po yan balikatan. Yan po ay kasangga. Okay, Australian trooper at the right trains a Filipino soldier in close quarter battle drills during army-to-army exercises between the Philippines and Australia called Kasangga at Camp Kapinpin in Tanay, Rizal. Kamusta sa mga tiga-Tanay? Dati ang dalas ko dyan nung nandiyan pa si Erap. Okay, laughing gas may be included in dangerous substance list because I think 5 Vietnamese individuals were arrested yesterday selling laughing gas. Okay? The Philippine National Police is studying the possibility of including nitrous oxide, better known as laughing gas, in the list of dangerous substances. PNP spokesperson Colonel Jean Fardo said the PNP is coordinating with the NBI and the PDEA to get more information on laughing gas. Okay. In a survey result released by the Octa research group or research survey, Cha-Cha or constitutional reforms or charter change, not Pinoy's priority according to the survey. And last but not the least, okay, we have a photo of Justin Brownlee. Si paring Justin, si Pilipinong naturalized Filipino, okay, of Gilas, Pilipinas, rises above his Indonesian defenders for an easy basket during the semifinals of the men's basketball competition of the 32nd Southeast Asian Games in Cambodia yesterday. The Filipinos beat Indonesia 84-76 to avenge the loss which ended the Philippines' basketball reign in the previous games. Gilas will face host Cambodia for the gold and tingnan po natin kung makakaganti ang Pinas. Okay, that's all about, that's all we have in the front page of the Philippine Star today, May 16, 2023. We will now go for a quick break and then introduce our regular guest here on Agenda who will talk to us all about agriculture, commodities, etc. Please stay with us. Welcome back to your program, your agenda here on Cignal TV One News. And today, in case you are the type of person who says, well, agriculture, not really my problem, etc. Onions, not really my problem. Well, like I explained earlier, there are other facets of agriculture that may be a problem for you. But just to put perspective on why we are focusing on this subject, okay, according to the Samahang Industriya ng Agrikultura or SINAG, the supply of white onions is expected to last only until July. Eto na naman tayo. Magpustahan na kayo kung gaano kataas o gaano kamahal aabot ang onions. You can place your bets, ladies and gentlemen. And then let's also bet how soon after that will red onions reach the magic price of whatever 100 pesos. Okay. Anyway, it is also expected that there will be a shortage, but another issue is the proposal or a memorandum order number 32 that apparently was presented to Malacanang pushing for a biofertilizer or organic fertilizer or whatever. According to one of my sources, three kings, sabi nila, three officials of the DA daw went to Malacanang, or three representatives from some agency went to Malacanang with this recommendation for the government to buy a certain kind of fertilizer, which ordinarily is normal, except that the recommendation was so specific. Sabi nga nung kaibigan ko, etcho derecho pare, tailor fit. Kumbaga, all the chemical, all the contents, nutrients, etc. were such that you would have to buy only one specific product. Okay, well, iyan ay isa sa mga pinag-uusapan. So, Gabriel, if you would, let's bring in our friend, a regular here on Agenda, an expert on the subject matter. Please roll out the Betamax.
Engineer Rosendo So is the president of the Samahang Industriya ng Agrikultura or SINAG. He is also the chairman of Abonong Party List.
Okay, Engineer, good morning, sir.
Manong Cito, magandang umaga.
Okay, hindi ko na alam kung ano unahin ko. Mawawala ng sibuyas na puti. There will be a shortage by after July. There is this issue of a fertilizer scam. There is a problem in the supply and sale of kadiwa rice. Ano ba gusto mong unahing agenda?
Yeah. Yung sibuyas, pwede naman.
Okay. Well, how did you determine? Paano nyo nalaman na, teka, pag end July, wala na tayong puting sibuyas? Akala ko ba, sabi ng Malacanang, we will continue to import sugar, we will continue to monitor onions, etc. Biglang bulaga na naman tayo.
Manisito, yung ani natin ng white onion is up to April. So, ang storage kasi ng puting sibuyas, it takes around 3 months umabot ng 4 months pero yung mga iba nabubulok na. So most of our cold storage ang ginagawa dapat ma-dispose yan between now up to 3 months time. So kaya last year, remember when we went to Malacanang, we have suggested to the president na magpasok ng white onion ng August, end of August, para hindi magkaroon ng problema. In which, after yung meeting, nag-set ng meeting with the DA official, But tinurn down ng Bureau of Plant Industry yung pagpasok. Kaya nagka-problema tayo last year. This year, inuulit naman natin dapat mag-prepare tayo kasi may naiwan pa naman na pwedeng mag-issue ng SPSIC around 15,000 metric tons. So, i-prepare natin na by July, ito is makarating yung mga white onion para hindi maulit yung problema natin last year.
Okay, but is the demand that big? And kasi one would imagine that if there is an opportunity, most of the traders, importers would simply bring it in. Or meron bang batas, sistema na kailangan ang DA ang magsasabi sa kanila na you can now import, or how is the mechanism ba, Kasendo?
Yeah, yung onion kasi is onion is may pag-uusapan ang mga growers and yung BPI para kung ilan ang pagpasok, calibrated yung pagpasok. Dahil which mas maganda yon, at least hindi malugi ang ating mga magsasaka. And sa tingin naman natin kung tapos na ito, pagpasok ng cold storage, kung maubos naman, paubos din na sa cold storage, and kailangan magpasok. Kasi yung cold storage time ng puting sibuyas is 3 buwan lang. Nasisira na. So, in-expect natin by July, paubos na yan. And we need to come in with imported white onion.
But what about the local supply? Kasi bakit nagkakaroon ng shortage? Hindi ba isn't it supposed to be continuous planting? Is it a year-round or is it a seasonal product?
Seasonal product ang onion kasi yung bulb, yung mag-generate ng bulb ang onion, hindi etong buwan hindi na mag-aano yan, hindi na magbabulb yan. So dapat timing, so mostly ang window na pagtanim is between October, November, December up to January. After that, kaya kung makikita natin yung mga harvest natin up to May lang talaga.
Okay, bakit nagiging seasonal? Pasensya ka na, Kasendo, no? I mean, this is more for the education for people like me and our viewers. Kasi, okay, is it seasonal because it's planted out in the open and dahil pag naging summer na, tuyo na? Or is it possible that for all of this to be planted in greenhouses?
Yeah, pwede, pero ang cost talagang tataas. Dahil which kung mataas masyado, hindi kaya ng consumer. Umaangal yung consumer. So, ngayon pa lang 150 to 170 pesos, umaangal na. Kung itatanim mo ito sa greenhouse, yung cost medyo mas mataas. And yung weather kasi natin, kung March towards April na talagang mainit, hindi na ito magpo-form yung bulb, kung hindi temperature. So kung control temperature naman, ang problema is mataas yung cost. Line which ang cost kasi nito is around 25 pesos lang production.
Okay.
Tahan is nasa 60 to 70 this year. So, kumita yung mga magsasaka. Pero kung papasok sa cold storage, kung makikita natin, ngayon pa lang, parang tumataas na, na in which dapat hindi pa kasi kakapasok lang ng cold storage. And yung presyo, kailangan talagang gumawa ng SRP ang ating Department of Agriculture.
Okay, engineer, so yung tungkol sa SRP, because everyday Filipinos think or inaasahan na there would be SRP, dapat matagal nang nagkaroon ng SRP. Now, how realistic is that, and why is the DA, they're now talking about SRP, parang ika nga doon sa commercial, pinag-uusapan pa ba yan? Pinag-iisipan pa ba yan?
Yeah, kasi pag time ng harvest, kung mababa yung presyo, kasi kung 70 ang harvest and ang bentahan ng harvest, no? And tapos mag-set ka ng 150 SRP, masyadong mataas naman yun. So kaya yung time ng last month and previous month hindi nag-set ng SRP kasi mababa pa sa 150 yung presyo nasa 110, no? Nasa pero kung tumaas ng more than 120 to 130, umabot ng 150, siguro kailangan mag-set na ng SRP para at least hindi naman sumobra dun sa presyo.
Okay, but can it actually be done? Kasi sabi ko nga, baka yung mga tiga-DA ang isabit doon sa palengke ng mga tindero pag naglagay sila ng SRP. Kasi alam mo ngayon, medyo mainit ang ulo ng mga tao eh.
Yeah, yun ang problema, no? Yung enforcing ng DA, kailangan ng kasamang DTI. Yun ang kailangan kasi ang DTI ang enforcing agency sa SRP, di ba? Mm-hmm. So dapat makasamang DTI talaga. Yun ang enforcement, yun ang nakikita natin. Pero sa ngayon, ang puting sibuyas nasa 100 to 110, no? Yung mga lumalabas storage. And kasi ngayon wala nang harvest ng puting sibuyas tapos na by April. Yung pula naman, Mindoro na lang ang nag-harvest ng pula. So, yun ang situation ngayon. Pero dapat hindi tumaas yung presyo ng sibuyas na sinasabi nila 200 pesos.
Okay, so what are your predictions or what are the what can the public expect? Kasi, di ba tumama ng magkano pinakamataas na price ng sibuyas? 700 ba yun?
Yes, 700. At that time kasi nag-suggest tayo na pumasok ng August, hindi nagpasok. Talagang totally ubos yung puting sibuyas, no? May nakikita tayo sa mga restaurant, yung pinuntahan natin ng mga restaurant, mga smuggled na pumasok. Pero hindi naman ganun kalaki rin, no? Yun lang, hindi maganda dahil hindi tayo nagpasok ng puting sibuyas, tapos yung mga smuggled goods nakikita natin sa mga restaurant. So yun ang inano natin.
Hindi kaya racket ito, engineer. I don't want to accuse, no, but I'm seeing a pattern. The NGOs, the public groups, the watchdogs like SINAG or the party list, nagsasabi kayo sa DA, mga bossing, mauubusan na tayo sa ganitong buwan, we should start allowing the importation, etc. And then you're ignored. It is dismissed. And then magkakaroon ng shortage, magtataasan ng presyo, and then only at the last minute, pag a few weeks to go na lang before harvest, doon naman sasabihin mag-i-import sila, tapos itutumba naman yung kikitahin ng mga farmers. Parang sabi ko, ano ba ito? Tina-timing para kumita ng limpak-limpak, maximum predatory pricing ang nangyari hindi SRP MPP, maximum predatory pricing. Do you see a pattern, Engineer So?
Yeah, I think kaya Congress was investigating dahil yung figure na binibigay ng DA, ang laki pa ng inventory, bakit naubusan? Yun ang inimbestigahan, no? I think yung projection kasi ng DA, binabase nila sa PSA, hindi yung actual in the ground. So, kaya nagka-problema. Yung mga hearing na nangyayari, kung makita natin, hindi talaga tumutugma dun sa mga figure na dinalabas ng Department of Agriculture. Kasi ang inaano ng DA is yung projection na linalabas ng PSA, na in which ang PSA kasi hindi nagpro-project and yung data nila is late, no? Ibig sabihin 4 months to 5 months late ang figure. Tapos doon nila ibabase, talagang hindi actual na sa ground. Yun ang problema. So kaya nag-ask kami ng joint inspection. We hope by next month para at least magkaroon ng inventory sa ground. Yun ang importante.
Okay, you're the head of the Abono party list. So meron kayong congressman, correct?
Yes,
Okay.
si Robert Eskimo Estrella.
Okay, now, what is the position of SINAG and Abono party list regarding the idea na dapat open door policy na lang yung pag-angkat ng mga sibuyas? Because ang nangyayari ngayon or what's happening is the DA is the one who decides to allow importation or not. It is also the DA who is supposed to know whether there is enough stock or supply on the ground or not. And it is also the DA who determines the pricing at the farm gate and then retail, etc. But based on what you have said and based on historical data, the DA does not know what it's doing. It's always too late, the loser. Hindi man lang sila hero eh. Too late, the loser sila. And we, the Filipinos, are the ones who are paying the high price and food inflation for their mistakes.
Yeah. Ang problema rin, if we import much than we need, babagsak yung presyo like garlic na nag-surrender lang farmers. No? So we imported around 98 to 97% of garlic now. Kasi nag-surrender na yung mga magsasaka. So hindi rin maganda kung ipasok na lang natin ito and mamamatay yung mga magsasaka.
Ay kung yung magsasaka ang may karapatang mag-import and only based on season, meaning like you have the ability to check kung magkakaubusan na ng supply. And okay, so only the registered farmers group will be allowed to import. Kaya ba at pwede ba?
Kasi ang onion farmers, marami, no? Ibig sabihin, nasubukan na silang mag-import din. Pero ang problema, ang gusto nila, maubos muna yung stocks before na magpasok. So yun ang isang problema na experience natin, no? Dun sa dependent tayo dun sa mga farmers naman. And ang isang problema pa, yung pera nila hindi ganun kalaki. So ang ginagawa nila, binebenta rin sa traders, no? So yun, kagaya ng bigas, ginamit yung mga co-op for import, pero yung mga traders pa rin or businessman. So ang nangyari, yung nagpasok, nag-smuggle, nagamit pa yung cooperative, yun ang problema. So, sa tingin natin, ang magandang direction is yung magsasaka is suportahan na lang and proteksyonan, no, yung production. Basta tama lang yung timing pagpasok, wala tayong makitang problema. If we import on the right time, hindi magkakaroon ng shortage ang ating mga produkto.
Okay, so essentially, we cannot avoid the necessity of importation. It is just a question of timing and accuracy of data, because that seems to be the problem of the Department of Agriculture. Speaking of other problems, Engineer So, SINAG basically exposed or drew attention to this potential 2023 version ng fertilizer scam. Now, can you explain to our viewers, ano ba talaga ang punot dulo nitong fertilizer scam? Kasi meron akong kaibigan na nagsumbong sa akin. Meron daw 3 kings pumunta sa Malacanang, may daladalang memorandum or merong parang, ewan ko ba, recommendation for the purchase of this, itong sinasabi ninyong fertilizer, biofertilizer ba yun? And ang problema daw was yung specifications ng fertilizer nung nasilip, teka, isang kumpanya lang ang pagkukunan nito. Now, ayan, natatawa ka eh. O, sige, pakikwento na nga. Baka, ano ba inside story dyan?
Yeah, ito kasi hindi natin napansin, no? Nung lumabas yung memo ni Secretary Sebastian, April 27, na sinasabi ang urea is 2,000 pesos pa and we need biofertilizer combination, doon namin sinilip yung mga bidding ng mga region. And nagulat tayo, bakit pinupost ng DA specific si Yusek Sebastian yung biofertilizer. So nakita natin doon sa isang lumabas sa PhilJet, no? Yung bidding ng DA, na yung biofertilizer 5 grams is ito is nagulat tayo, 5 grams is 6,000 pesos. 6,000 pesos 5 grams, no? Na in which yung nakalagay, naka-specify na dapat yung nitrogen 1%, yung phosphorus is 0.1%, and yung potassium is 5.5%, no? So very specific yung inano nila ng biofertilizer, no? Kasi ang biofertilizer more on siya, composed of bio ingredient na to promote yung pagtaas ng yung living bacteria. So hindi siya more on nutrient. Yun ang nakikita natin. Ito is yun ang nakikita natin na pinoproduce din ng UPLB, no? Na in which nakita natin ito is talagang grabe yung presyo, 6,000, and you need around 15 grams per hectare. So you need around 18,000 pesos para isama dun sa inorganic. Kasi kailangan mo pa ng inorganic eh. Kasi yung nutrient ng neto is maliit masyado. Talagang hindi makakatulong dun sa production. So yung production cost, nakikita natin, mas pataas pa kaysa yung inorganic fertilizer. So hindi totoo na mas mababa yung presyo. Kaya nag-alarma tayo dahil kung yung UPLB can produce 500 pesos per hectare na biofertilizer, bakit tayo bibili ng 6,000 pesos na kailangan 15 grams na aabot ng 18,000 pesos? Diba? And sabi nila kasi, sabi ng DA at that time is, hindi, open naman ito sa lahat mag-bid eh. Oo, open mag-bid, pero hindi naman yung mga biofertilizer, hindi naman ganun ang content. So, specific na isa yung pinapaboran nila. Diba?
Kumbaga, sinabi mo pula, pagkatapos sinabi mo short pants, na sinabi mo 6 ang bulsa, pagkatapos dapat may ganito ganyan. In other words, nayari. Yari na.
pwede kayo sumali pero disqualified kayo.
Okay. Now, but in fairness to Yusek Sebastian, ang depensa niya came out in the Philippine Star today, and he said naman na, teka, when we came out with all of this, that was during the time when urea was equivalent to oil na napakamahal because of the logistics disruption, because of Ukraine and Russia, etc. Which is, in fairness, totoo naman. There was a time na sobrang mahal ng urea. Pero ang tingin ko, ano ba ito? Ano bang pinag-uusapan natin dito? Yung biofertilizer, yung urea, kasi what part of all of this is a scam?
Yeah, dalawa yun, no? Kasi linabas niya April 27, no? Nag-MANCOM sila 2 weeks before. Ibig sabihin yung MANCOM, they talk with all regional director, they have a meeting with all DA employee and mga directors and USEC para ma-discuss kung anong pag-usapan yung MANCOM. And at that time, by April, ang presyo na ng bid ng DA is nasa 1,280 pesos na lang, yung urea. No? So, dapat hindi na nila binase dun sa 2,000. Kung yung memo lumabas ng April 27, that is 2 weeks after. Yun ang sinasabi natin. So, yung paglabas ng memo, in a sense na nakita natin na favor siya sa itong biofertilizer, dapat kinorek niya yun. Na ngayon, ang presyo na lang, ito yung presyo. So, kung maglalagay tayo ng biofertilizer, may presyo tayong makuha sana na 500. Yun ang sinasabi natin, hindi yung 2,000 yung presyo ng biofertilizer, hindi yung 2,000 yung presyo ng urea. Na in which kahapon na Manong Cito, yung bidding sa Region 3, ang urea ng binid na sa DA is 1,180 pesos. No?
Okay.
So, dapat alam ni Yusek Sebastian yan. And yung alibay na sinasabi niya na, ay hindi, sample lang yun. Sample lang daw. Pero paano mo isa-sample kung order? Yung memo is ordering na kailangan gumamit ng biofertilizer, kailangan gumamit ng urea sa programa na gagawin nila. So, hindi example yun, yung presyong sinet nila. Di ba?
Okay. Now, ang tanong, Engineer Rosendo, why is this an issue? Kasi hindi naman forced to good yan, di ba? Hindi naman yan sapilitan. The impression or understanding ng maraming Pilipino, yung farmer, sa kanya yung lupa, sa kanya yung tanim, decision niya kung anong klaseng seeds ang gagamitin niya, anong klaseng fertilizer ang gagamitin niya. So, why is this fertilizer, biofertilizer, the purchases, etc. Bakit naging issue? Ang bumibili naman, di ba, farmer?
Yeah. Kaya may comment si Senator Amy Marcos. Sabi niya, okay, just let us just release the coupon. And yung kasi may budget kasi ang government ngayon. Nag-budget ang Senate and Congress to give free fertilizer to farmers. And ito is will be giving to the farmers upon planting of rice. No? So yung budget nito is around it will naka-allocate mga 10 to 12 billion for this year.
Billion kamo, billion.
Billion for this year.
Kanya naman pala. Hindi pala maliit na perang ipamimigay. Okay, let's go for a quick break, Sendong, and we will return to talk about, continue with the conversation. We'll be right back here on Agenda. Okay, welcome back to your program, Your Agenda. I'm your host, Cito Beltran. With us and continuing the conversation on the different issues in agriculture, we have Engineer Rosendo So. He is the chairman of the Abono Party List as well as president of the Samahang Industriya ng Agrikultura or SINAG. Kasendo, let's continue with our conversation. So, you're saying there's at least 10 billion pesos na ipamimigay to be given away or as a support to farmers after they plant the rice in the form of fertilizer. Now, you said Senator Amy Marcos wants to do it as in the form of vouchers. Is this the right solution? Kasi ang problema dun sa vouchers ko minsan, nako-convert to cash. Diba? Yung minsan naman, wala ka namang mabili, may voucher nga, wala naman yung material. Sa anong situation dyan?
Yeah, for the past, yung last distribution, kasi yung voucher is to be given to the farmers. And yung farmers pupunta sa suki niyang outlet dun sa munisipyo. Ibig sabihin kasi yung mga outlet ng fertilizer, each municipality has 5 to 6 fertilizer outlet. So instead of bidding pa, ito is, ang nangyayari, yung voucher, is this will present to the dealer yung outlet.
So mas mabilis in effect because pera, imprenta mo na lang yung voucher, pamimigay.
Yes. So, mas mahirap magkaroon ng anomaly kasi maraming dealer Kung yung dealer, yung isang dealer nagbibigay ng certain fertilizer na 1,500 for example. Tapos yung isa nagbigay ng 1,600. So magko-complain ka agad yung farmers or pupunta ka agad dun sa isang dealer, hindi nabibili dun sa isa. So mas nakikita natin ito, mas fair ang pagbigay sa magsasaka. And yung mga magsasaka kasi may mga suking binibilihan So at least maka-pick sila kung saan pwedeng kunin yung...
Okay. Pero yung voucher ba, non-transferable, whatever? Kasi alam mo naman dito sa Pinas ang galing natin. Boss, pwede ba pa-rediscount ko na lang itong voucher ko?
Yeah. Ngayon kasi yung voucher, very strict sila. Pagbigay mo yung voucher, yung dealer will have to upload yung fertilizer with the person mismo na recipient. Ibig sabihin, kung hindi ka recipient, hindi ka pwedeng sumama no, dun sa programa. So, ito is dapat yung farmers mag-register sa munisipyo, RSVP na registration na ikaw ay nagtatanim ng palay para register ka sa system. And itong mga dealer naman, ang nangyayari is ipopotograph yan, isa-sign yan, i-resibo. After that, isi-shoot yung fertilizer with the farmers. It will send to DA and also send to DBP para makasingil sila. Kasi yung voucher is sisingilin pa ng dealer dun sa bangko. So ang tingin natin kung ganun, at least yung fixing of price mas mahirap. No, kasi sa bidding pwedeng 3 mag-bid pero magkakasama naman. Tapos ang ceiling price kunyari 2,000. Hati-hati na lang tayo dito. 1,999 yung bid natin, di ba? So, ito at least mabibili nila sa outlet yung coupon na worth 6,600. Mas maraming mabibili na fertilizer. O makukuha ng fertilizer yung mga pagsasaka.
Okay, may nakausap ako kahapon and ang isang binanggit sa akin, this guy is an authority in agriculture, and he told me that historically the problem with our agriculture is yung nakaupo, the person who is sitting as secretary almost always affects what is promoted, what products are promoted. Like for instance, yung organic versus non-organic, hybrid versus heirloom, yung bang hybrid seeds times 5 or times 10 ang ani versus yung heirloom seeds na baka times 1, times 2 ka lang or times 2. And sabi na, Cito, given the small land area that is still being used for agriculture, given the decreasing number of farmers, the Philippines no longer has a choice on what to use. We need to use hybrid seeds for rice, for vegetables, etc. And we need to go high-tech. Pati raw yung irrigation dito, mali-mali. Dapat drip irrigation like that is used in places like Israel. Ano bang situation natin dito sa Pilipinas right now? Anong nakikita ninyo? Nagkakaroon na ba ng pagbabago? Is there a change towards modern technology and science? Or ayaw pa rin talaga and bahala na si Batman?
Yeah, sa ngayon Manong Cito, ang yung sa rice tarification nakatulong dun sa mga machineries yung mga seeds kasi ngayon yung inbreed seeds na produce ng field rice. Binibigay sa magsasaka na libre ngayon dahil dun sa rice tarification law, no? Yung collection ng tariff ibibigay dito sa pondo nito and it will give it to the farmers. So malaking bagay yun. Ang binabudget ng DA na lang is yung hybrid na ibibigay sa magsasaka. Ibig sabihin yung inbreed, automatic, maproproduce, mabibigay na sa magsasaka ng libre. Yung hybrid naman, budgeted, tapos ibibigay din sa mga magsasaka ng libre. So in both way, ngayon, kung gusto ng farmers yung inbreed, may inbreed na mabibigay. Kung gusto na hybrid, hybrid na mabibigay. Pero ang balita natin sa mga inbreed mga farmers, yung mga seed grower, is dinadala sila sa malayo. Ibig sabihin, kunyari, taga-Pangasinan sila. Dinideliver pa na nila sa Mindoro area or other places. So, yung area ng Pangasinan, ang ginawa is lahat hybrid. Yun ang complaint nila. No? Sana yung inbreed, i-ano na lang dito sa area mas malapit. Pero yung production kasi, yung support ng DA last administration, ang ginawa kasi nila, kung hybrid ka, mas daming fertilizer ay bibigay sa iyo. No? Yun ang support na inano nila. Pag
Incentive.
Mas konti yung pataba. Pero ngayon, na-correct na yun, inbreed or hybrid, pareho na lang yung pataba ang ibigay. Na in which, tama yun. No? Kasi nakita naman natin yung inbreed can produce also 180 to 200 kaban o 50 kilos na palay. Kung tama yung sustansya na ibigay sa atin mga inbreed na rice. So may high yield din tayong klaseng pinoproduce na rito sa ating bansa, no? Na kayang 8 tons, 9 tons na harvest. So yung hybrid kasi, ang problema ng hybrid, kung natanim mo itong hybrid na ito, yung susunod na crop, hindi ka pwedeng kumuha ng binhi. Automatic, bibili ka. Kaya yung mga farmers prepare yung inbreed kasi pwede silang kumuha ng gagamitin sa susunod na crop. No? So, kaya kung hindi ka sa susunod, kasi ang qualified lang dito sa programa is 1 to 2 hectares. Ibig sabihin, kung 5 hectares ka, hindi ka kasama dun sa programa.
Ay, nako. Dami pang aayusin ng mga programa. Dapat siguro. Wala ba kayong kandidatong for Secretary of Agriculture sa SINAG?
I think, so far, tingin natin is yung kay Presidente, no? Inon natin na siya muna, at least kung nag-complain tayo, dinadala natin kay Presidente. Like this one, at least kinokorek niya kaagad.
Okay. Well, naubusan na tayo ng time, Engineer. But I'm sure I will be calling on you again once the pressure is on to find the next Secretary of Agriculture. Pagdasal na lang natin that a really competent, God-fearing, trustworthy individual gets appointed, maging lalaki man o babae man siya. Thank you very much, Engineer Rosendo So. Have a great day. God bless you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you, Manong.
Okay, that's Engineer Rosendo So, Chairman, Abono Party List, and President of SINAG. Let's now go to our closing prayer for the week. And my prayer for you comes from the book of Genesis, chapter 48, verse 4. And he said unto me, Behold, I will make thee fruitful and multiply thee, and I will make of thee a multitude of people, and will give this land to thy seed after thee for an everlasting possession. May God bless you in all of this. Have a great day. God bless all of you. Please include Team Agenda and our families in your prayers, and please keep it here on One News.